vinyl community, I have this contest, this Gold Sounds contest. Some of you may have heard of and entered, so I'm going to get that done right now and give away these prizes that I promised. Perhaps that's a thumbnail. In any case, I am home at my my house of youth, the house I grew up in Long Island, a town called Floral Park, and I'm in the room that I slept as a kid. There used to be 4 of us in here, believe it or not. A bunk bed over there, and then a bunk bed over there. It's a pretty small room. Yeah, we killed each other. 4 boys. My sister had her own room, and 4 of us in one room. My oldest brother wasn't. The 4 of us in one room didn't last too long because he went to college after a couple of years. But then there were 3, and there were 2. So in any case, it was a tight house. But a lot of good memories here, and I'm here for almost a week, 6 days, caring for my mom, spending time with my mom. And yeah, it's got me thinking about a lot of stuff, obviously. So this contest is sort of perfect, really. Thinking about old songs and things, and yeah, ideal. Speaking of that, some of you reminded me in your videos, which were all great, by the way. Thank you for everyone for doing one. And I know contests sometimes can seem like a chore, but I loved all of them. Long ones, short ones, they were all great. It reminded me of some things I forgot, actually. So some songs came up that I totally spaced on. I should have played, I should have mentioned, I should have had in my show, my 300th episode of Searching for a Thread. Big one, Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever, 1986, driving with my whole family, well, some of us anyway, in a what was it, a Ford? It was like a van, like Ford's line of like a luxury, not luxury, but like a travel van. I gotta find the picture of it. And we listened to Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever on a loop. And I remember sitting in the front with my dad, and he didn't know Tom Petty, and he just started learning the songs because we were playing on a loop. And I just remember listening to, all the songs. Running Down a Dream, Won't Back Down is on that, right? Zombie Zoo, I remember. Free Fallin', of course. I Won't Back Down was kind of, I think, his favorite because it sort of encapsulated who he was, I think. My dad was always doing his own thing and drew a hard line in a lot of ways. That song talks about that. Anyway, I should have mentioned They Might Be Giants. Slambo's Carb Idiots brought him up. As a kid, I got really into They Might Be Giants and the lyrics, and I should have mentioned Creedence Clearwater Revival. That was like a band I discovered, like going back to the old days. Fortunate Son. I just still love that song. It's just got one of the greatest guitar sounds, like, ever. So thank you for everyone for doing those videos. I just want to also plug that 300th episode. That is up there for streaming. I'll put links again below to my Mixcloud page, or it's available on most podcast apps. I also was listening to my episode number 200, which was a sort of a tribute to my dad who passed away 3 years ago. And it's actually probably the piece of radio I'm most proud of. I took a collage of music and interviews with family and friends, plus conversations with my dad on the radio that I had years ago, and phone calls, like voicemails from my dad. I interspersed that all with sort of like textural, ambient, just beautiful music to me. And it's about an hour. That's episode 200B, actually. I'll link to episode 200. Episode 100, if you're interested, was me playing 100 songs in 2 hours, all short songs, all vinyl. So I'll link to those. Yeah, those were fun. In any case, before I get to the contest giveaway, I have to show some records. I don't have a record player, but I did buy records. So I went to, I took the bus. I only had one car, so I took the bus to Manhattan Port Authority. And I had a couple hours to kill before taking the train out to Long Island from Penn Station. So I'm like, oh, there's got to be record shops near here that I'm not even thinking of. And right nearby at 37th Street, Rock and Soul. DJ equipment. A lot of DJ stuff there, but records too. Now, when I walked in, I'll just do this quick and we'll get to the contest. Contest. When I walked in, I just saw a plethora of RSD leftovers, and I mean a sea of it. A sea of leftovers. I mean, some titles you're talking 10 to 15 deep on. You know, good for me, good for some. I hope that those get moved. I hope they don't get totally slaughtered on those. But cool store. A lot of, like I said, tons of DJ gear. A nice staff for sure, and a very just bustling little store. I went to the back first because there's some used vinyl back there, and after all, I'm after used records, so it wasn't a ton. There was a bunch of like dollar stuff on the floor, a lot of new vinyl, but the used vinyl I found, there was a DJ playing records, and I talked with him for a minute, and he sort of showed me where like some of the soul and jazz and rock used records were. So I found a few. I actually really like these that I found. This Horace Silver quintet I didn't have, $15, but that's about what it goes for. I've seen it used in Angry Mom a lot, but wonderful shape. The record is wonderful shape. This is a nice one I've been meaning to grab. I just love Horace Silver plus who you have on here: Benny Maupin, Horace Silver, Randy Brecker, John Williams, Billy Cobham. So nice. Grab this Ruth Brown LP on Cobblestone, great vocalist. Again, very clean shape. I mean, when you have Ron Carter and Bernard Purdie on drums, you know, it's got to be somewhat good, right? I didn't listen to any of these, I just wanted to get moving. Bernard Purdie, classic drummer. This is Tammy Terrell. I've never seen this record in such wonderful shape for $16.99. On Motown. What a cover. The record looks like unplayed. So I grabbed those, and then I went to check out the record store today stuff, because I'm like, well, there are a few titles I'm looking for actually that I figured I'd find them when I find them. I'm not going to order them online, but I'd like to find them if I can. I had a feeling like at some point there's going to be leftovers I'm going to see, and they had multiples on all of these. Not a ton, but anyway, I grabbed the Prison Music Unit Salava God Egypt Strut. So this has been reissued a ton of times, but this is like the definitive 2LP reissue, and all the copies even online for this right now were actually about, this is a 30, I think. We're going for like about 40, and I had to have them shipped and everything, so glad to find that. I always meant to grab this when it was issued in the past, just never had. Great stuff. And this Negative Space, this hard, like sort of hard and heavy, but very much a psych record from 1970, private issue. It's been unofficially reissued. This is a Sundazed record. We're in Nashville now, Sundazed? Is that right? Sundazed is in Nashville? I thought they were in my neck of the woods. Coxsackie, as they call it. Hard, Heavy, Mean, and Evil. Now, I obviously haven't listened to these yet, but Psychedelic showed this and talked all about it. And I've listened to some of the tracks on the way. So that was Rock and Soul. I've put in some pictures at the beginning of that. So, all right, 9 minutes in, let's talk about this contest. So, total number of entries I got were 16. So we're gonna bump up what I promised to $160 for 16 entries for Eric Weinbender and his GoFundMe. He's obviously recovering from a horrible accident, so we're gonna donate that to the GoFundMe. Thank you everyone for chipping in with your entries, you know. So let me just, I'm recording on my laptop, by the way. I had like a little pop-up for McAfee pop-up. No, go away. But thank you. So Eric, another 160 coming to you and your family. I will donate that shortly. All right, anything else here? So $50 gift certificate to Dusty Groove, so here's what I'm going to do for these winners. I'm going to pick 4 And then I am going to decide based on what I know. I have 3 record packages and 1 Dusty Groove gift certificate. I'm going to sort of bust those to each of you, and I hope there's no complaints. But I thought with the records, I want to pick who would make the most sense for which records that I'm giving away. So we have a Dusty Groove $50 gift certificate. We have the twofer of Funkadelic and Betty Davis. We have the Man for Man Chapter 3 record with Chrysalis as a psych package, and the 4th one was the Cindy Lee and Proto Martyr records. So, all right, see what we got. First name I have is, haha. Well, you finally got one. This is Digital Gramophone's entry, which he has donated to local bandography. So, if that is still legit, Dave, you got a winner. If I pick your name, Dave, though, I'm not going to do 2. So, what do we have? This is fun. Cosmic Vinyl. Brian, congrats, dude. 2 more. Very nice. He just made his first video, and he was telling me all about it all week. I'm like, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but he made it happen. Joel Kotzen. Congrats, man. He's always been mostly a viewer and a commenter, and I like his Instagram and his trail, all of his trail dialogue, journeys and pictures he's been putting up from hiking. So he just made a video. So, all right, last one. Let's do this again. Hold on. Dig deep. Digging deep. Digging deep. Mazzy. There you have it. That's what I picked. Mazzy, you're the winner. So, let's see. Let's discuss who's going to get what. Alright. I'm going to say Brian Cosmic Vinyl. You may have the let's go Man for Man Chrysalis records for Brian. I'm going to go with Joel for the Cindy Lee Proto Martyr records. And I don't know, I think Dave, I don't know if you have the Funkadelic or Betty Davis records, but I'm going to give those to you, and Mazzy the $50 gift certificate to Dusty Groove. I hope that works for everyone. Thank you again. This has been fun. Contest, my first contest. I have a video that I recorded at home that I might edit here and post, so that's that. Otherwise, Eric Weinbender, I'm going to send that donation, $160 for all the 16 entries here today or tomorrow, so look out for that. And for all you winners, I need your addresses. If I don't have them already, actually, I just need Joel. I just need your address. I have the other addresses. So, thanks everyone. You all take care out there, and be seeing you around. I'm gonna be in Long Island for a little while. Take care. See ya.